This is 9 News with Peter Hitchner.
Good evening. Geelong is reeling following Alcoa's decision to walk away from its struggling Point Henry smelter. Almost 1,000 jobs will be lost in what's been described as a horrendous day for the city. State political reporter Andrew Lund.
Kel Brewer has worked at Alcoa for 33 years, and while today's announcement was not unexpected, it still hurts.
It is a big shock, and to be honest, it's another nail in the coffin of Geelong.
Workers were told this morning that Alcoa will close its Point Henry smelter in August and 2 rolling mills in Geelong and Western Sydney by the end of the year, resulting in the loss of 980 jobs.
It's just devastating news. This is a terrible day.
Alcoa blamed the high Aussie dollar and low metal prices, saying there was nothing either the state or federal governments could have done.
The reality is that this plant is not financially viable into the future, and we will obviously work very hard to make this as painless as possible.
But the closure will hit Geelong hard.
It's a horrendous day for Geelong. It's another kick in the teeth for my great city, and it's a very sad day.
The city is already grappling with job cuts at Ford, Target and Qantas Avalon Engineering Base, prompting a dire warning from unions.
Without the economic activity that Point Henry generates, Geelong runs a real risk of going into recession.
This afternoon, the Mayor convened an emergency meeting. The aluminium smelter has been operating since 1965 and is one of Victoria's largest exporters. The shutdown dominated this afternoon's parliamentary question time.
How many more sad days do Victorians need to endure before this Premier and his government put down a comprehensive plan for jobs?
Since we've been in government, there have been 66,900 new jobs created in Victoria. 66,000. That is the second highest level of job growth in any state or territory.
Federal politicians also weighed in, offering their support to workers.
Today is not a day for blaming. Today is a day to recognise that literally thousands of people have had their world turned upside down.
Frankly, I am very disappointed in Alcoa for providing the workforce with such a short time frame to retrain and to look for another job.
With employment prospects looking bleak, many workers say they may have no choice but to leave the area.
I don't want to leave, but if it happens, it happens. You've got to sell up and shift. That's the way it is.
Andrew Lund is at Point Henry. Now, what impact will this have on Geelong, Andrew?
Well, Pete, there's no question it will hurt. Dozens of small businesses like cafes and clothes shops are likely to be affected when the paychecks stop coming in for the hundreds of families that rely on Alcoa. Of course, today's announcement came off the back of hundreds of other job losses that have been announced in the last few months. Now, Geelong has been lobbying Canberra for a $10 billion contract to design and manufacture the Army's next generation of combat vehicle in the hope of securing extra jobs for this area. And no doubt after the announcement today, that bid will take on extra urgency. Pete?
OK, thanks, Andrew.